Hi. Howdy and hello. That's my quick intro now. Hi, Brad Marcus. How the heck are you? Thanks for chiming in there. Hello. I had a slight delay because I'm back to my glasses, which I probably don't need right now. Maybe if I read a little closer. Howdy and hello from Door County, Wisconsin. Nanu. Little CareShare mini update. It's been a couple weeks. And I guess that's just how it's going to be now. Random and when I can. And it's a good thing. It's a good thing because things are good, which is surprising, right? Considering the state of the world or so what we are being told. Hello. I know, Brad, you're Chicago. I'm a Chicago gal, ex-Chicago gal. How is it down over there? What's happening over there? Hi, Carol. Nice to see you, Carol. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm already geared up. Whoop. I'm on call. I got to go to work later today. We don't open till later, but I'm going to cover today. It's open mic night, which is awesome. It's a really fun night. Amazing talent up here. But right after this, I got some errands, and then I got a homeschool pal mom, a new gal pal mom, woo, that I'm going to hang out with for a little bit, and then I go straight to work. It's foggy. Yeah, it's pretty foggy here. It's foggy up here too. We have a big storm coming supposedly tomorrow. Our snow's mostly gone. We're a little warmer, but now we have a little rainstorm coming, which the kids are thrilled about. They're ready. Like an actual thunderstorm, a rainstorm. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Anything can happen. Anything changes. Roger Blair, how are you? Nice to see you. This was super fast and random, and why not? Why not? I've just been letting things unfold. I'm letting things unfold here. I know sometimes I make a declaration of, then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do this. And the reality is you just got to let life unfold. And that's what's been happening. And we're doing all right. Giant is already about to get ready to start a new job. He's already been at a job, but something else came in that he couldn't pass up. And so he's about to move over to that. So we went out last night to celebrate. And kids are happy. I'm going to get into that about the kids because that unfolding has been very interesting. Very interesting. You'll sit in at the open mic. Why are you up here? Yeah. So wait, yeah, where is going to go? So, oh yeah, the open mic. It's great. There's a new pal that is on one of my socials it will probably be there, but he's actually has a performance there Saturday. There's a lot of live music at my sister and brother-in-law's venue, and the talent is off the charts. Our regular weekly jazz group, I mean, they're pros, man. I think one dude was from Survivor, like the band, and they're like old school Chicago classic jazz. I mean, not they're jazz. They're absolutely classic. They're legendary. And all the performers that come up there. My daughter just started at the theater group up here, and amazing actors that come up and come through, and directors and playwrights. Peninsula Players is gearing up. That's like our summer stock. And so many artists up here. We just changed out the art in Drumhuis, and we have local artists display their art every couple months. And that's really fun. So what's gloomy and gray in February, it's actually bright and thriving there at the Drumhuis. And I was corrected in saying it. And I don't know if you saw, but like 2 weeks ago, we were on the news, my sister and I. We did a little cooking segment, I guess you could call it. Actually, I did eat the batter after. I kept the batter. And it was really fun, and it was really silly, and we had a good time. And then a couple days later, I had opened at the restaurant, and a little couple came in. They drove all the way up from Green Bay. They saw us on the news, and they came because they saw us on the news. So I thought that felt really good. That was really fun. Hey, Eric Hacker, how are you? Oh, thanks, Eric. I'm free, right? I think you were warning us. I mean, I had prepped our bags. I learned the first aid, the tourniquet. You taught me to really do that. And then I'm like, why are we living in this state of our nervous system? And it's not just natural disasters we're talking about. Every time we started traveling, we kept going back to LA going, we don't have to live like this. I mean, yes, we have a lot of loved ones and friends still there. We had an incredible experience. I crossed off so many bucket lists. But it's been so nice to downshift. We literally downshift the frequency, the pace, the budgets. It's been awesome. It's been really awesome. So I'm very happy that we chose to do that. You've probably seen some of the blasts. Sorry, I missed that. Foggy weather. Going to the Body Mind Expo Saturday. Oh, awesome, Brad. That's really cool. I take it that's in Chicago. So you're talking about in Chicago. That's awesome. I will sit in the open mic. Oh, that's where I was. Okay. See, maybe I do have to put my glasses on. Tell me, I hope Alaska's going great, Eric. And I know you're still kicking butt out there. And happy anniversary of being on the Sean Ryan show. Jazz vocals, sweet. Yes. Oh, the jazz musicians are just, oh my God. And then we're going on 8 years since my dad passed. And so my sister, putting her roots here in this town, this is where my dad was born. And he loves jazz. He loved wine. He loved community. And he loved more than anything his family. And the fact that me and my sister, that she's embracing this, and my whole family, we're merging all the families. I know he's with us all the time. It's really fun. This is kind of like homage to him. I also saw Robogram this week. Carol, I have to tell you about that. Hi, Telka Detector. We are going to podcast soon. I will pull up some interviews soon. I just want to get myself consistent enough to schedule them. So Telka Detector wants to share his story, and I can't wait to share that. So nice to see you in Chile there. Survivor, ask him if he remembers coming to Lake Thunderbird during the summers outside Putnam, Illinois. I will, Garrel. I'm doing this so I can take a picture and ask him. Dennis is his name. And I'll send you a picture with him. I will, absolutely. Oh, Talca, it's nice to see you. We're doing very well. Super, super well there. Okay, cool. I'm caught up there. So where was I? Grovogram. Carol, she loved the shirt. She wore it the whole next day. We got to spend 24 hours with my mom. Some may have heard, but on December 1st, she took a nasty fall, like a nasty fall. She kind of landed on her elbow on this concrete, but it shattered her shoulder, fractured her arm. And this is my mom exactly a year before that. She was hiking in the Swiss Alps. Like, this is fit mom, fit grandma. But they wound up going titanium, doing a full restructure and rebuild. And she's in week 12, almost week 12, 12 weeks since the accident, 10 weeks since her surgery. And she's still got all this physical therapy. So we went down to meet her, see how she's doing. She looks glamorous as ever. Glamour, full effect. She looks fabulous. She's still got very limited motion. So she's got to work on getting her arm. It can only go up so high. And so she's working on that. So I got to spend mom time, and which was wonderful. The kids were happy. We got stuffed per usual. We went out to eat and got to spend some good time with her. And then you probably saw on our return trip, we went by Mars Cheese Castle. So my little functional medical doctor's probably turning around in his office in California, like her pipes. So yeah, we've been enjoying a lot of cheese. But like we like to say, we know where it's sourced now. We know where it's coming from now. Now, some of the farms here in Wisconsin have been compromised. Let's just say that. And then some are keeping it clean. So you got to go for the clean stuff, right? Maybe I didn't turn this off. Yes, so she loved her shirt, Robot Grandma. And then Carol, I got to tell her of the legend of Shasta about Robot Grandma, because the picture, she's like, I hope I don't look like this. We're like, no, it's actually a legendary story. It just so happens we now call you Robo Grandma. And I wish I took a picture of it, but my son drew her the coolest card of a robot arm, and my daughter, her drawing is just getting better and better with every passing day. Like, she's just a phenomenal artist. Drew her a beautiful picture of someone with flowers. And yeah, Robot Grandma. You saw the Cheese Castle picture and video. Yep, Brad saw that. Yeah, Mount Shasta is where the legendary story is. Gail, correct me if I'm wrong with this. I'll do it really simply and sweet, but the Robogram was like this little boy wandered off from his camp. He was camping with his family. And I could elaborate big time in my Heidi ways, but I'll keep it simple to see if I'm correct here. Wandered off, couldn't find his way back, and he wound up running into someone who sounded and looked a lot like his grandma. And, he actually finally made his way back to camp and told his family, yeah, I saw grandma out there. Am I wrong here, Carol? I'm probably wrong. But, then people have been spotting this robot grandma, right? It's like a grandma, but it's very like scary and robotic-y. But that kid wasn't scared, was he? He wasn't scared. So I kept it simple like that and explained it to my mom because I know she can like look around herself for it. I was there last year. Oh, you were there in Shasta last year? Nice. Yes, I had spent some time there. I know there's a lot of gatherings there. I don't know, and Brad, if you've heard my Shasta story, I have not been back after an experience I had before kids where I basically was either a filter, not necessarily a conduit, more like a filter. I had something happen to me there. And so I realized unless I'm really ready for it, and ready to really sit with it and receive it, I wasn't back there. Wasn't going back there. My daughter spent some time there recently on her walkabout, her journey, her 8th grade rite of passage. She was good. She was fine. Didn't happen to her. So maybe this is just my spiel, but it was really intense. I basically got kicked down completely, like knocked out, was with my family, my parents and my little brother, and was on the couch what I thought was a few hours, like, oh, I'm kind of feeling weird, like a fever. Maybe I'm just going to take a nap. No, I was out for a couple days. And what I remember, it was like train spotting where you're sinking in the bed and like you can see it. And I was under a skylight. And all I just remember, just this flowing of things and just like sweating profusely, soaking the bed, soaking the sheets. It was gnarly. And I remember getting up like, oh, that was crazy. Aren't we unpacked? Let's go for a hike. And my parents were like, you were out for days. Like, we're checking out. It's time to go. And I'm like, what happened? As soon as we drove off the mountain, it was totally fine. Like nothing ever happened to me. So I got a Shasta connection. I could go more into it if I need to. I mean, but yeah, not over on the West Coast anymore, but I'm sure I'll be there again. Here's the robot grandma. If you want to get more into robot grandma, I think it's awesome. I love the robot grandma thing. Hi, Terry. How are you? Hello from down under, Perth, Australia. How are you, Terrence? How are you feeling? How are you doing? And you're not asleep. What the heck time is it there now? Nice to see you, Terry. Yes. Taco detector. Waiting for your reply regarding the interview. I'm eager. It'd be great honor to talk about what to share with you. Sending you a big hug from Chile. Wonderful taco detector. Well, let me see what I can do there. And then I guess I can get into what I am doing here because it's been tough to schedule. My little new homeschool mom, just checking in with her this morning. It was a really quick, like, yeah, let's get together for this bit. And then I go to work. So I'm just fitting things when I can. And then even my daughter, I'm like, hey, can I grab your laptop? I'm just going to go live for a little bit. Bump these algos and, do a little check-in. So it's been hard to schedule things, surprisingly, even though we slowed down. It's the fact that the whole family is really on this unfolding of events. So we're kind of very much in the moment. So for me to schedule it, it feels tricky because I don't know how that particular day will unfold just yet. So we're finding our rhythms in a very healthy way. So Helka, you're first on my list. So don't worry, I will get you there. I would love for you to tell your story. I'd love to hear more about you. I know you said you're going to have a translator for you. So we're going to make it work. It's going to be fun. We're going to make it work. It was, I don't know if, Brad, Shasta thing was a high vibrational experience. It was quite scary because even at that time, I remember before we checked in and I started going, I'm starting to feel a little weird. I took my parents to the local health food store to show them, because I was very much into homeopathic, holistic stuff. And I'm like, this is what you do when you start getting these symptoms. So it wasn't an OD on vitamin C or anything. It was a knockout. And now that I know something like that can happen, I think I could be more consciously aware and walk myself through it better. Because what I did is I surrendered to what I thought was a sickness. So I was like, take a nap. And so whatever used me, the word on the street, the reason I bring it up again because you bring up Shasta and you probably didn't hear about this, is because of the weird encounters I had after that, where I was just having exchanges with people who like to tap into that kind of stuff. They like to tap into your past, or even a medium, or, people that work with the little soul body. And it wasn't necessarily that I asked for the information, especially about that event, but three particular different people who don't even know each other or knew me would bring up what happened in Shasta. And so I'd be like, okay, this must have been something. It wasn't just a thickness. This was something. And they would, it would, and I think I was on Carol and James, or I was on one of our pals' shows where I was talking about it, where the word filter came in. It might have come in through the chat or from the host, but I was like, that resonated a lot, chili bumps and all, where I was like, that resonates. That must have been a spiel, filtering in a helping people cross over maybe way. I don't feel anything demonic. I didn't feel any of that kind of darkness in that sense, but it was very taxing on the body. So it was like I went and ran a marathon, but also, because I was so sweaty and so weak, but leaving the mountain area back to myself, I could have run a marathon. Very interesting. Now, I could be a total charlatan and bamboozle everybody and make up my own story, and that would be my thing. And then I'll probably get speaking engagements at a lot of places. But it wouldn't be a fact because I don't know for sure. So I'm not going to sell it as a story. I'm just going to sell, well, this is what happened. And that's all that happened. So I don't know. Take of it what you may. But for me, something happened. It was crazy. It was crazy. And that was before I was learning about Saint Germain, which I know, Carol, you were talking about that before with Amber and everything. It was before Atlantia. It was before Lumeria. It was before Atlantis, Lumeria. It was before hearing a lot of that stuff. This was my late 20s, early 30s. One woman who did bring it up kept saying, because you did this, you were offered to be this filter for all of these, this generational lineage, if it could have been Native American even, people, what happened? Didn't something amazing happen in your life after? And I'm like, I don't know. And I had to sit with that timeline. And then I realized, holy crap, yeah, my business boomed. We did like the Daytime Emmys, American Music Awards, like everything was a referral. But I was like, I was living my best life. And then a kid came, like I was given gifts, possibly. Again, do I bamboozle you and say, this is what it is, and now you got to pay me lots of money and I'm going to read you? Or do I just say, whoa, that happened. Isn't that cool? What do you think? So yeah, look at that. One little comment. I went off on a rant. Did I think Blazer? Who said hi, Blazer? Where did I miss Blazer? Blazer, how are you? Where the heck did you go? You like popped on Facebook. Now you're gone again. Did you get banned or something? Did someone not come on your page and go for entertainment purposes only? Like we should? Community. How are you, Blazer? Good to see you. Hey, Dustin. Sup, D. How the heck are you? So, Mr. Dustin, listen to this. I got another story. Ready, Dustin? I'm going to tell my APRO story. And Carol knows APRO. You guys, some of you know APRO. Aerial Phenomenon Research and Encounters. Say it for me, Dustin. Anyway, the original APRO was here in Sturgeon Bay, Door County, 1952. Then by, I think it was 1960, Jim and Carol Lorenzen, they moved to Arizona and they continued with APRO, which eventually some people who were working among them branched off to do MUFON. So if you are one of my little galactic pals, you're familiar with all these terms, MUFON, APRO, and all that. So anyway, listen to this craziness. When I saw how I'm 5 minutes away, I'm like, we're going to have a field trip. So I sent a picture to Dustin. I sent to my buddy, Aaron Moriarty of Truth Quest. He lives here in town. And I'm like, field trip. Let's go see if the people who have a business there now or live there are aware that this was the original building of APRO. And so we walked to where I first did my investigative little research, and a P.O. box and an address would pop up, like their place of residence. That was their first locale, and it was a house. So I saw the original documents of the P.O. box too. So I had it and I'm like, oh my gosh, how crazy. It's a crystal shop. And the girl who owns it is always live streaming and all this stuff. And I'm like, she's got to know. Maybe it's a ley line. Maybe it's a hotspot. Maybe, So we went to go talk to her yesterday and it was closed. So always check Google Maps, make sure places are closed. So we're going to go back and check on it. However, when my buddy Aaron was going, and you're sure this is the address? And I'm like, absolutely. So I went back to my little research and it was gone. It was gone, other than the P.O. box. All my little searches in the webs that it took me to, the thing I did save is the screenshots because I sent them to Dustin. And I'm like, this was my original research. Look at that. Look at it. That's what it does. So after I went hard, I even used AI. Shh, don't tell my kids. And they gave me a different address, which was down the street. And same street, same area, but just down. And now, so we're looking at these two houses and we're trying to cross-reference with the photos we're finding and be like, which one was it? So to be continued, but still 5 minutes away from my house. Taco detector. I am always a teacher. I love how I am answering that. He asked, are you a teacher? I work in emergency medical services, and my hobby is searching for stories and legends of lost treasures. Amazing. How very Indiana Jones of you. Yes, so I've been a teacher. Aren't we all teachers our whole life? Yes, not currently. I am not making a living at being a teacher, which I did the last 4 years in Los Angeles. But the teaching never ends because with my morning coffee this morning, I wrote back 3 more pen pal letters. I've been on this awesome pen pal exchange with some kids I used to work with, both in my classroom and in the pods I did. And it's so sweet. It's just the best. In fact, when I go out now, like at the Mars Cheese Castle, I'm like, oh, stickers. I'm always getting like little trinkets or stickers so I can send back to whoever writes me. I have the sweetest little gal who keeps texting, going, did you get my letter yet? Did you get my letter yet? And I think she thinks once you put it in the mailbox, I should get it the next day or something. I'm like, snail mail takes a lot longer these days, especially where I'm located. So I'm like, as soon as I get it, I can't wait to tell you I got it and I'll write you back. And I got her a special sticker. So yes, I'm always teaching. But in hindsight, they're always teaching me. A lot of patience, a lot of grace. So I love it. I'll find you some more stories there of lost treasures. Taco detector, are you subscribed to Gerald and Jane's channel, Midwest Night Watchers? They might have a lot of stories that are interesting for you on there. I'm sure you might be. Have you ever been to Campbellsport, Wisconsin? No, I have not. Yeah, APRO. APRO stands for something. Ariel, I wrote it down. Let me check. Campbellsport, Wisconsin. I have not. What part of town is that in? And what are they known for? I'm curious. And let me find that right now so I'm not embarrassed. Aerial Phenomena Research Organization. Yeah, the Aerial Phenomena Research Organization, which eventually branched to MUFON, which is very popular today. So why it happened here. We have a good friend in Kingston, Wisconsin. I think we drove through Kingston when we came in. When we moved here, we came in through the Dubuque way. We crossed the Mississippi. Well, we don't have to cross the Mississippi, but we came in up and over. So Wisconsin, yeah, in the 50s, there were a lot of craft. There was a huge craft spotted by lots of people. And this couple, I think they wanted to do what a lot of us do with our little podcasts here and social media. Like we speak up about what we've seen because we want to see if anyone else has seen it. And, I know a lot of us, especially, those that I've met even in person, we're not crazy. Like I remember being a kid and my mom and, others. You're not talking about some which happens, a drunken field party or something when all the kids are like, oh my God, what's that? Like these are encounters and experiences. So people want to gather in safe places to talk about it, just like they have little council meetings or AA meetings or, you gather with those like minds so you can talk freely and safely about these things. So that's pretty brave and brazen to start an organization like that in the 50s. So hats off. Pour one out. Carol and Jim. Here he is. Thanks, Carol. Here's his Got to get on there, Talca. Talca D. Thank you. Oh, Campbell Sport had a flying saucer UFO event for 30 years. Is it there? Went there once with my friend Raymond Andrew Keller, who's an expert in contactees and UFOs. Awesome. Oh, if it's still going on, I'm going. I know, is it Bellevue or Belleville and Elmwood? Heading to those soon for field trips with Dustin. But I think it was Belleville that has the annual parade. Even my sister knew about it. Oh, Carol, listen to this. My sister, she caught a little video the other day. She did show it to us at Dromhoos. And I don't know, I have to say, even though this is, I love this world, I play devil's advocate once in a while. I'm like, is it a planet? I'm trying to justify too, just programming and stuff. But it was really cool. It did not expand and it did not move. But she's like, you can see other planets, but this in particular, was flashing lights, and she caught a little video. And so that led to our little discussion on how MUFON stole my mom's tapes and never gave them back. But even the customers that were there, they just got us all talking about it. The chef that just started, she's incredible. She's a really incredible chef. And guess what what she loves talking about, or researching, are like Bigfoots and ETs. She had a little ET shirt she thrifted the other day, and I'm like, we got to talk some more. So I told her about the little Bigfoot conference and convention that's happening in Fond du Lac in May. And forgive me, Wisconsinites, if I said that wrong. Fond du Lac. Sandy Songjoy, how are you? How are you, Sandy? We got to figure out that email. Greetings to you, beautiful one. Oh, Brad, I'm excited. The event no longer exists. The founder of the event died. Oops. Okay. He owned a resort in Campbellsport, Wisconsin. I'm going to ask Dee about that. Dee would definitely know. Dustin Shuda, he's in Madison. Big Wisconsin researcher. And I will check that out. So when I'm sure I'm going to be loud and proud about it if I go attend any Wisconsin events. Because it's just a hot spot. That's what we talked about again last night out here at Dromos with the chef, was what a hot spot. The chef herself, when I told her that I had just walked to APRO, but now I'm starting to doubt, was that the building? Because now the internet's telling me something different. She goes, I couldn't believe when I found out that I live in the town where the original APRO was stationed. So the like minds just keep popping up. And then I've been meeting some people where I'm like, you just kind of want to pull at their skin a little bit. I've looked into their eyes and I'm like, not a scary feeling, just a otherworldly feeling. And so you're like, is this like a merge that has already happened here? Like, I don't know. Again, I could bamboozle you and put it as fact, or I can just be like, I don't know. What do you think? Dustin had an incredible interview with Sean Bond, worth checking. I saw that. I haven't seen it yet. I mean, I saw his advert, but I have not seen that yet. Thanks, Sandy. Daryl Stanley, how the heck are you? Forgive me if I'm just like, I have no contacts in today. These are worthless up close. I've been struggling with those. My daughter brought up a good point about them. I'm glad you're peachy, pal. Was that when they were delivered here and we were on the road, they sat at my sister's for a little bit. They might have sat outside, maybe froze a couple times. I don't know. But every new pair I've been putting in, it's like my eyes are like, no. So maybe I'm just not supposed to have them anymore. But as we all know, I'm legally blind. So I've been going to work with these and kind of going around town with these. Anytime we go out when I don't have them, I regret it. And I'm like, I just can't see very well. And they're brand new prescriptions. So maybe my eyes are coming back to normal as I look to the skies and beg. Nice to see you, Daryl. And Roger and Daryl, you should check out Raymond Andrew Keller's books. He published, that name is, yes, that name is familiar. So that's the one who did that 30-year event. 9 books. Yeah, I know that name. I know that name. So yeah, the phenomenon that is all things, multidimensional, encrypted and all that, I'm kind of feeling myself back in the world. However, my little 3D life, has been a little bit of the priority focus because we're just trying to get ourselves established here. So it's been really fun to meet community. I've been working here a lot. My sister is really throwing it all in. She's betting it all on this biz, and we're coming together to help. I do find myself wig out here and there because once in a while I just feel so overwhelmed. I'm like, wait, I thought I was stepping back and slowing down. So I'm trying to make sure I put my boundaries up a little bit and just be very clear and not confusing. But we got a really hard push coming up right next door to this awesome little establishment, which is a converted little church from 1900. There's another tiny little building that's going to be converted into a bakery. So that's what we're undergoing right now. And we are going to be closed the main building for 2 weeks so we can really like push hard and open, and then both will be going running at once. And I got this summer, my kids are going to be working. I'm going to be working. We're all just going to work just to get this machine moving so that, these seasons are tough. When you live in a town that's a tourist town, remember the Cape Cod Midwest is a tourist town. So you really have to be smart so that by the time you get to winter, you are connected with the locals, you get the locals business, but also you can survive. And so I think for opening this is very smart. It's also going to be a lower price point, which I think is helpful for everybody. And, it's going to bring in a lot of the younger ones too, because bakery and stuff, trying to push the teen clubs and everything. So yeah, with that 3D is the merging of this multi, because I'm meeting some pretty cool cats where I'm like, where'd you park your spaceship? Who are you? And that's been really, really fun. Really, really fun. When we were on the news, yeah, it was fun to though I screwed it up. There's a lot of things we said that I was like, what? I think my mom didn't mean to say 4 generations in the ground, because that means dead. And I said that. I go, yeah, we have 4 generations in the ground. And we don't. I think we have 2. It may be even some, 1 for sure. And it's like just representation, but also it was like Diary of the Mouth for live TV. And it was a very interesting time. But we got roots here. And that is important to me because we're not just coming up from, the big city, from Chicago, and getting the money in the high season and then leaving. It's like we are really of service to the locals and to the communities, and watching the communities come together, especially tonight for open mic night, for the live music they have on Saturdays, live music on Sundays, happy hours. She does all these local brews and wines. She's got the THC drinks, which are my favorite, so I have been able to steer away from the alcohol. And the food, she's going garden to table. Everything is local. By the summer, everything's going to be, if we got to use disposables outside, it's going to be all sustainable and biodegradable. We're doing all the right things you should do in the service industry, I feel. So it's just basically getting us all like really tight knit so that when that season hits, and it's going to be 7 days a week until October. So you might never see me. I'm just kidding. We're going to have to live stream there. My sister and I want to do a little show. Remember, we were supposed to do that reality show. Notice there are no promos for Golden Ticket. Like, did they even do it? Like, is it happening, or is it really taking a long time to edit? I haven't seen anything in Netflix for Golden Ticket, but that's the reality show my sister and I were supposed to do. So we're like, we still want to do a reality show. Someone film us building a bakery. Can't get anyone to do it. So if anyone up here wants to help, my kids are finding themselves a little busy. Oh, he took you to the event. Excellent. Oh, that's amazing, Brad. Oh, Blazer, it's great. If I was up there, I'd be all helping out. I know you would, Carol. It'd be so fun. And I got to get to you. I'm coming to you before high season, Carol. I'm coming to you before high season. I'm going to visit Carol and Jane, and I'm going to make my way over to my friend Tanya, who's in North Carolina. I've definitely got to see her. I got to see Robogram again, who's going to spend a lot of time with us in the summer. She was supposed to move up here, but I don't think that's happening anymore. But she's definitely going to visit for a long time. She's already set up with local growers. Yes, Sandy, mostly, but meaning like, it's not all Cisco food. It's the local stuff. We have, there's there's even a fishery place where the fishermen, because it's a big this big marine thing. We just had an ice fishing tournament, big fishing area, and we're adding a lot of fish to the menu. It's very Swedish. Um, the meats. She does the meat. Like we used to do that. Well, we just ended it. Wild Pastures. I really enjoyed them. From Colorado, the little family run business. We get our clean meat from them. But for her, they have a local up here, and it's like you go in with a few families and you split a cow. So we're getting our fair share of a cow soon, and we're buying local. We're just getting it local. And you meet the farmer, you meet the animals, you meet how they do things. Because, unfortunately, a lot of farms, they couldn't help. They were not selling out because they had, what's the right word? They sold out because they had to, but I don't even like using the word sold out. Some of them were really pushed to the brink of losing their generational farms. So they brought in the chemical crap, and it's sad. But we're also talking like the local craft beers that are made in town or on the peninsula here. I mean, it's fun to just say which part of Wisconsin this came from. People like the local stuff. And honestly, it's nice to know that it is an independent business. Nothing's coming other than I told her she's got to get rid of the Cokes and Diet Cokes. At least get the Mexican Cokes, for crying out loud. I know. Blazer has an encyclopedia knowledge of contexts. Oh, yeah. Oh, you all would be helpers. I love it. Heidi, can you give the name of the venue? Yes, it's Drumhus. Oh, here it is. Is it backwards for you? Dromhus. And the Motorhead letters are in homage to her husband. Shout out to the best brother-in-law in the world. Jeff loves Motorhead, loves this stuff. So that's why, and because it's a hot spot, a lot of the stuff are owls and UFOs and all these things, but it's Swedish. A little all over the place, but it's become a little bit of a staple. So she said on the news, it means dream house in Swedish, and this is a dream. And what it is, drum Hughes, like you're saying Houston, Texas, drum Hughes. And our Swedish relative, when she says it, it's so cute. Her mouth is like drum Hughes. It's very cute. Sometimes, I think I lost a lot of my accent. It's slowly coming back, my Midwest accent, but California drum house, yeah. So we are on the peninsula of Door County. We're in the peninsula of Wisconsin. And we are on the, what's it called? The east side, right? I think the other side's the west side of the bridges. It's a peninsula. So we're surrounded by water. Thank you, Taco Detector. Big hugs to you, too. There's a reason they care in the sun. Oh, gosh, I'm going to need my glasses now. Cool. Local butchers. The giant is looking at smokers. He wants to smoke sausages. He wants to be the Polish sausage king of Door County as a part-time gig. Oh, Carol, I can't wait to see you for the pizza. So the hamburgers have been great. The pizza, other than at Drumhouse, that's one of our specialties is the Heidi pizza. Yes, it's named after me. It was one of the original menu items I gave her when she was opening. She's like, give me some ideas. So I gave her some of the grilled sandwiches and quesadillas and wraps that I used to make on set for craft service. I gave her some of the hit combo ingredients. And this one landed on a flatbread. So the Heidi pizza is like one of their best sellers. And it's smoked Gouda and Granny Smith apples, bacon, Newski's bacon, and a drizzle of honey. And it's a big hit. It's a good one. So she does the flatbreads, famous flatbreads, and they are excellent. Honestly, they're excellent. And the only other place that I've really enjoyed is Inland Pizza. She took us there a second night. Fancy gourmet pizzas, though. They're like super fancy. Like spinach and lemon and chives and like all these fancy toppings, but to die for. But Carol is so disappointed. So the locals were the diehard fishermen locals and propane locals were referring us to this place last night for an all-you-can-eat pizza bar. We were like, all-you-can-eat? They haven't seen nothing yet because each 4 members of my family, we can eat a whole pizza. We love pizza. And no, I'm not referencing all the news stuff, Epstein stuff. we like eating actual genuine pizza. So we went and we were like, I guess if you're drunk. Some of the food establishments, you're like, I can see how this would be a favorite if you're drunk. Which is like so a lot of places over in Chicago during my DePaul days. I remember like, it's the best quesadilla in the world. And then you go there during the day, not at 5 a.m. when the bars close. And you're like, so that's what we've been finding. So we're still have yet. And I did think when we went to visit Robogram that we were going to do a pizza night, but we went out to a steakhouse, which was really good. So still have not had that genuine good pizza pie, Carol. So we're going to do it. My treat. We got to get that. We got to get that pizza up there. Thanks. Thanks, Blazer. Here it is. Yep. They have some really cool merch. Blazer, I told her about updating that merch, by the way. They don't have some of their hoodies and sweatshirts are so comfortable, but they don't have them all listed yet on the merch page. So she's catching up. Now that I'm covering her a lot more in person, she can be on the computer more and catch up and update everything. But it's, it's worth checking out. It's, our news segment was about, family and it's a family work environment. Oh, speaking of families. Yeah, sure. Talk about winery, but we are open in the day, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and pretty soon all day with the bakery. But the upstairs is a little loft and it's set up. The whole place is set up like a cozy living room. And the upstairs has a big wooden dining room table and a big wooden hutch full of games. So I see a lot of families come in for early dinner and they break out the games and have dinner together. And it's really sweet. The kids enjoy it. I'm meeting that homeschool mom. A lot of the younger kids are homeschooled and they're such a treat. They've been, I get to meet another one in a little bit. Real treat. Now I don't have my, remember I was going to build the new and teach and have the pods. That's not creating very well right now because the niche is there for the young ones. But I realize I'm not going to just drop my kids right now. I got to focus on the older kids. So I'm trying to generate like clubs and activities for them. And, I have to get into the public school talk too. Yes, Swedish. We're only a little bit Swedish though, believe it or not. My cheekbones are Swedish. My sister and brother, blonde, blue-eyed, very Swede. Up here was Hammerstrom, I'm going to say that wrong, Road, which is my family, my great-grandparents. That is named after them. They built the original cottages there on the lake on Hammerstrom. It's in Idlewild right outside here in Sturgeon Bay. And Swedes came here from Swedish. They first landed in Nova Scotia and then they came here. So that's our lineage here. My dad's Swedish, that lineage, and German, my grandpa. And then my mom's side's the Irish, Lithuanian, a little bit Polish, a little bit French, a little bit very mutzy. But my dad's side's the German Swedish side, and that's the Wisconsin side. Did I explain that? You just looked at the website. Cool. Spinach and lemon. Oh my gosh, Sandy, Inland was really good. It was I understood the priciness of it too. You weren't getting ripped off. I saw it and I'm like, I could eat this whole thing by myself. But there were so many layers of ingredients and flavors. You did fill up, which I was very happy about. Go Blue Demons to Paul. Go. I was a demon girl, at least my freshman year. I danced with Kid Rock's sister, Jill Ritchie, who taught me how to be bulimic. Thanks, Jill. Wait, I'm bringing out the snarks again. Yeah, thankfully I slayed that dragon. I conquered that. But his family's actually very nice. I think I've shared that before. Kid Rock's family. We all went out for pizza. I think we went to Giordano's. We were downtown after a game. Kid wasn't there. He was already starting to make it big. But the family was laughing, sharing that he talks about, the streets of Detroit or whatever. And they grew up in Romeo, Michigan, a really, really fancy, affluent neighborhood. And his first video, Jill's in it. She was becoming an actress and everything. And it was in their backyard. It's this white mansion and everything. So we were all teasing about how, he did stay clear a lot of the end. He didn't bend over and sign with blood. Like kid kept it clean, believe it or not. Just like I really like the Hangover Gang. You guys been hearing their work? I like them. You like the hoodie. They're all black, actually. I Don't I think you can get white too. I'll ask Brad. So far I think they're all black. I remember black with white letters. She kept it like that. She's got little trucker hats too. But I'll ask because I really want to steer her to Printful, where Gerald and Jane have their site. I loved their stuff. I switched out of my every night still. I do one in my Night Owl Lounge or my Midwest. I have my different sweatshirts from Gerald and Jane shop because they're the softest, nicest fleece ever. And t-shirts too. The t-shirts have been awesome. So I always switch out of my gear to get into my other gear, but I really kind of want to steer her store that direction because there's so many more choices, so many colors, and it was really fast shipping and everything. You're going to visit Brad? Awesome. That would be so cool. Yeah, keep an eye on the calendar. I'll keep it out there too. We have a fest coming up this summer, Freya Fest, and it's going to be a music venue, women music venue, but the summertime is the outdoor yard sound garden opens and there's a stage and it's always music. Like I said, this town is full of incredible artists. Is that Mark? Hi, Mark. Speaking of relatives, how are you, Mark? When do we get to see you? When do we get to hug you? It's getting warmer, but I think it's going to cool off again. Are we going to see you soon or we wait until high season? I'm so excited to see you. Nice to see you. Big squeeze to you and Linda, and hello from the whole family. Giant is so happy. He's moving on to another job. He's a wanted man. It's such a far cry from what was the crickets we had in Los Angeles. You have German heritage there. Okay. You guys have Swedish and German. Yeah. It's very Midwestern-y, isn't it? Learning some new stuff about DNA. Yep. Well, I haven't been shy sharing the stories about me and my mom too. So yeah, speaking of DNA, you never know. It's that DNA that some programs come after, isn't it? Polly, how are you? Please tell me you're not in a shelter. Sheltered, safe. I mean, just tell me you're safe. She keeps having to go into shelter. She's in Israel. Are you doing all right, Polly? How are you? Maybe I'm so far behind you're gonna say. Oh yeah. Lakeside Laura, how the heck are you? It's so good to see you too. Read you, I should say. I'm happy to read you, Laura. And missing time. I remember that. Nice to see you. Oh, very cool. I missed the halftime there. Okay, I must be really far behind because there's a kid. Goddess Freya. Yep, that's what it's kind of a play on that. We're doing the JA, but it's kind of play on that. We're going more, I think it's getting into the old Swedish mythology too. I want the Du hast drum who du hast. Oh, Blazer. Yeah, you didn't answer me. Where'd you go on Facebook? Did they get you again? Just sub to you, Brad. Singing bowls and funny Alexa videos now. Nice. Wait, so Brad, you have a page, so I'll sub to you too. My family, Pennsylvania, Dutch, Scandinavian, Norwegian, been diving deeper into the heritage. Native American blood. Yeah. The pop guy, my grandpa, I think I shared, he always would wink to me like we got a little Native American then. And sure enough, his lineage stops. It's unknown. I'm like, I knew it. There's Native American there. See you soon. Looking forward to seeing everyone. Yes, Mark. Oh, gosh, I love them. He's such a sweet pea. We all got to reunite at my sister's wedding, which was the stepping stone we needed to be like after we went to Poland and we went to Wales. Every time we went back to LA, we were like, And then we came here and we were like, oh, we could do that. Poland seems a little far. Although we really love all the family in Poland. Wales is very far. We really love everybody there. And Snowdonia, forget about it. I could just, I could live there all the time, but by myself, running in the wilds of Snowdonia. Then we came here and we're like, okay, this is the next stepping stone. So it was the travel and meeting Mark, who was just in the chat, and his amazing wife, who's my dad's cousin. So all the little things kept coming together and we're like, okay, we're supposed to be here. You're home. Right now you're home, Polly. Yes, let's keep you home. Everybody, please send as much good juju and all the love and all the energies you can to Polly and her family. She's been going through it. Absolutely going through it. I did tell myself I'm not going to be jumping into the current events, but all I just have to do, a gentle reminder, is stay in the heart. and your thoughts become your things. Be mindful of what you watch and stay connected globally with friends, boots on the ground friends, and people who are there who you can get your information from. That's all I really want to say. Oh, you are? Oh, that's right, Brad. You told me that's right. Because I said, I'm not in Los Angeles anymore. The Alien Event Conference in LA. That's usually gets a big crowd, doesn't it, Brad? I would totally be there if I was there. Yeah, I think, are you going to be live streaming that, Brad? Your presentation, would love to see it. Thanks, Polly. I'm jumping all over here. Wait, what time are we at? Oh, nice. Okay. Okay, you deleted most all social media and removed all TV stuff, a lot of Black Cube stuff. Oh boy, okay, Blazer. So you're like, hey, everybody out here? Never mind. I see how you roll. You keep the peeps wanting more. But I get it. That old Saturn cube, it's got us spinning around and around. And Lakeside Laura, gotta subscribe to her. All my love back. Thanks, Polly. Received, but coming to you tenfold. And I appreciate, I know how difficult it must be to just be in that present moment, and you taking the time to share it and go live. It is powerful. It's very powerful. So I think you're being of service in a very positive way, because you're getting everyone's hearts connected to hold you. So whatever we can do to support you, you would say, yeah, but please reach out. Please reach out. Let's keep sending our loves to her. Okay, I'm going a little bit. Whew. Live stream for the Alien event. Okay, perfect. Well, sending you good luck with that, Brad. And I'll let you know when we're in Chicago too. So yeah, I lived down there for almost 8 years before. It was the blizzard of 99. I was walking the lakefront that I'm like, look it. And that was, gosh, just fresh. Yeah, it was 99. And then we got into the Y2K. Nothing happened. Other than I had an engagement that I probably was going the wrong way. So I gave my ring back, and within 6 months, I was in LA. So yeah, I really rocked Chicago. I love Chicago. I got lost. It was dark. I had all the crazy experiences you can possibly have in Chicago. And then the best of the best. So I'm eager to just feel the energies down there again. Awesome. Well, I'm going to wind this down before I hit to an hour, just as a heads up. And so ask me anything. I recommend the Heidi at Drumhoos and the Swedish meatballs, which has a recipe that is not from our family, but it is from someone who works on the Drumhouse team. It is her family lineage recipe. They're the biggest seller. They're the biggest hit. The meatballs, the flatbreads, the THC drinks, highly recommend. I really love that she did that. And we're going to be branching out, like I said, into the bakery. And I don't know if I shared it. It was a couple weeks ago that I was on here. Okay, bye. My sister saw a young mom selling goods out of like a car or driveway, or, you can get the cottage license up here pretty easy in Wisconsin. A lot of people just sell their baked goods out of their driveway or their garage or something. And she was a big hit. She was a very big hit, is a big hit. But my sister saw her. She's like, what are you going to do for the winter? Like, what are you going to do? She had another job too, but this was her passion. And she's like, I don't know, I guess I just, wait. And my sister's like, no, you come to Drumhoos, and on Mondays, it can be yours. Like, because my sister's closed on Monday, Tuesday. And she's like, why don't you just take over my space and do your baked goods on top of the bar? And there you go. So she's been doing that for several weeks. And she connected so much with her that was the inspiration, because my sister already owned the building next door to her. That's where she would house all the musicians. Very big music venue. All the musicians who would travel from all over would perform there and then stay overnight in this little cottage. Well, now she's kicking the musicians out, which is fine, because not everybody stayed. And that's where the bakery is going to be set up. And it's going to be really cute, because I'm going to get in there with my crafty style too, and really go super fast and make her specialty are her cinnamon rolls. I'm already drooling. And she makes homemade bagels that are to die for. So bagel sandwiches. and sandwiches to go. So we're going to do a lot more to goes. Whereas the main drum host is like, sit down, have a glass of wine, listen to music, hang out. People hang out there for a little while. This one's like, get your shit and go. But you can also hang out in the garden when that opens. If it doesn't open, just get your stuff and, go back to work. We'll be doing deliveries too. I thought it'd be, my sister wants to put a little basket on a bike and let the kids ride around town and do deliveries. I thought that would be really cool. THC drinks are great. I'm really happy they did that. And again, we got to make sure they're coming from the right sources. I'm that Cali girl who, I partake in all that. However, I was always spoiled by having the homegrown stuff. I can't do flour anymore. My lungs, I'm done. But it's got to be like sourced from the right space, because what an easy way to infiltrate with chemicals or create issues and lifelong customers. So you got to make sure you're getting from the right source. So I'm really proud of my sister she's sourcing things from really good companies, like independent companies. Not saying that independents can't push in their little chemicals and things. So you got to do your research, but she and the team, we stand by the products that are sold, which is cool. And they're constantly changing, which is fun too. She's got these like sustainable, organic wines, and truly, I learned something about sulfates, by the way, recently, which blew my mind, especially from coming from Cali with all the hippy dippy granola moms some still do drink and they like their wines, but it can't have sulfate, right? No sulfate, no sulfate. Meanwhile, they're all high on protein and they do a lot of deli meats or sausages. Yeah, but it's clean from a farm. They have the most sulfates of anything. Dried meats and cured meats, and like they're super sulfate, way more than any sulfate wine. So I learned a lot with that. But more than anything, I learned my body does not do well with alcohol anymore. I'm always chasing the dragon. That's just the way I'm built. So THC will level me out. That's my little nightcaps. That's my care share. So I guess I didn't do too many. Yeah. Yep. That was me, Blazer. I have not been partaking as much as I used to back home. That's for sure. Mostly because I'm always on call. So I don't want to be completely out of it. Be like, oh shit, no, I gotta go. So I want to make the Benjamins right now. So I gotta keep it clean a little bit. The bakery does sound good and it's gonna be great. And we're really proud of her. And it's kind of all hands on deck. So we have this really powerful woman in the chef position, the main house, my little cryptid UFO buddy. Then we have this amazing mom who's going to lead the bakery. And then we have my sister kind of running the show. And I'm just going to be like, what do you need? What do you need? What can I do? What can I do? I can hustle for both of them and keep the buildings clean and operations, top notch, and get my kids hustling. They're both working. Hi, Keith. How are you? Keith Coley, nice to see you. Absolutely nice to see you. Thanks for all your incredible videos and bringing all those good vibes out there. Living soil through dry herbs vape is my jam. Copy that, nothing time. Yep. Yeah, I think my last 2 rounds of ailments, it's not doing justice for the lungs for me, but through my digestive system, I feel great. I love that balance. Alcohol separates us from source. It's called spirits for a reason. Amen. That's what I struggle with, Blazer. Now, I've been doing a really good job of keeping myself cleared, no hijackers, because there are some people that really like to partake excessively, and you just have to mind your little extra ether body, correct? Like, you've got to maintain those connections. So I kind of don't mind. If you've seen my really pretty picture, we're so close, I called my son over to walk me home and stuff, but I close out the place. I close out the spirits. I get to clear the place and myself and the family. And it's being of service, right? To the community, whether they know it or not. Little crystals in my pockets. I get to you see someone that is maybe partaking in a numbing way. You can send them some good vibes. You're always doing that kind of work when you're aware of it. And so, and there's no chastising, and there's no no, I used to think I can't work there. It's alcohol, now it's like, I'm here for a reason. Let me figure this out. And I've been figuring it out, and it's really cool. And I actually didn't expect to talk as much about them as I am. I guess I'll have to share next time. But what's crazy is you've all heard me for years on the homeschool rant, right? And it's not like they're unavailable. There really aren't as many homeschool high schoolers as we've met. But something flipped in me recently, thanks to my amazing daughter who's becoming more and more confident in her own shoes every step of the way. But it was like, wait a second. This girl is 15, going to be 16 years old, starting at 6 years old. So 10 years, she's had either a Steiner education journey or a homeschool journey or both intertwined. Like that is her 10-year foundation, her roots. So if she were to go into a public setting, which happens to be around here, award winning, and hearing from the parents, the student body, and reading and researching, you're not hearing a lot of the horror stories you would hear in LA, that's for sure, or really a lot of other major metropolitan cities or super small town cities with nothing going on. You hear a very healthy balance, and you see productive kids who contribute to the community and society. And I'm kind of like, you want to? The nicest part is we're not lepers anymore, and we have a choice here. So she's excited, and I'm like, why not? I'm not going to say no, you can't, because we're homeschoolers and we're going to die on that sword. No, I'm going to say, well, we've been doing something right all of this time. Why not give you this opportunity? Because I've also, more than anything, told you have an opportunity of choice. You always have a choice. So give it a shot. If it doesn't resonate, change it. So that's been our latest little like, wow, I see things a little differently now, thanks to being in what I'm calling like a little holistic hometown community vibe. And having done the work, we put the foundation into our family and our kids already, so that if we make a big move like that, they can navigate it. Now, my little man, I don't know yet. It's up to him. It's up to him. At 12, I mean, that's hard. She's 15. We're teaching her to drive, man. Like she's very much aware of yes or no. And this is so exciting to her. So either next week or the week after, she's going to do her first shadow day, and she gets to follow someone around and shadow for the day. And I'm thrilled for her. I'm the fact that she wants to jump into this is enough of me to go, like, you got this, girl. Like, I'm here anytime you need, but you got this. And meanwhile, my little man walks me home from work. So yes, Blazer, go Charlie. Homeschooling our 2 grown now kids, might be homeschooling my special needs grandson. I hear that, Lakeside Laura. So with that being said, at this time, in an hour and a half, I go meet, listen, this homeschool mom, she's a doll. I don't know if you remember, and I don't even like saying the name anymore because it was such a cruel, dishonest, fraudulent ending, and I was duped. I was totally duped and misled and used for a year. But Raising Star Saves, when I did that podcast show with Abby Lynn, it's the only time you'll ever hear her name come out of my mouth again. Anyway, this gal watched some episodes. So when I was in this homeschool in this local area and the homeschool mom group talking, she was like, she saw what I wrote, and it was all like, I'm into Steiner, I'm into child-led learning, I'm into following your bliss in the multidimensional world. And like, I gave it my all, because I'm like, I'm gonna get as weird as possible, because then the right people will find me. She DM'd me. She's like, I went to your page. I knew you looked familiar. You used to do that podcast. Da, 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 da. And then we started connecting. And I've already met her out for tea once, so we knew we weren't crazy. And then now I get to go meet one of her kids, and it's so cool. She's doing the dream. She's doing what in LA I was saying. I'm like, I want to buy an old property and like flip it around and turn it into something amazing. She's already doing it. She doesn't have to fundraise 10 times over the course of 6 years and not have anything to show for it. She's actually just doing it. And there's the snark. And I'm thrilled to pieces. And I'm not going to disclose her name because I actually can't remember it, but it was a really cool name about just her children know. Her children just already know it's about it's a healing journey. Life is a healing journey. It's a school. And so you're constantly evolving and learning. And I just love how she walks through life. So get to meet up with her again. And should she need any help, there's an opportunity for me to share my gifts. So there's another woman that's curating something right now. It's something that's very long going, that it maybe won't even be till fall that it would be something that could actually be like a job with the teaching again. So that part is still kind of there blooming. It's really cool. All that came from talking about homeschool high school. So yeah, guess I wanted to share that. Oh, thanks, Laura. She is a bright light. And, I think more than anything at that age too, it's just empowering them with their own choices and supporting them, whatever it is, however it's going to look like. Oh, went the wrong way. Okay, no worries. Let's try this way. Like, think that just having the ability to have the choice of it and the freedom to choose it is giving her a little bit of a superpower. We left old systems in LA because they were taken away from us. We didn't choose to do how we do things at the beginning. It was me losing my rights in 2015 and 2016 as a parent. I lost my rights. I fought at City Hall. I did all the things to fight against a system that was never going to bend. It's put in a place for a reason. And I just got sick. So I'm like, let's do something different. And we found out we really liked the different. And thank God that's what we had for 10 years. So now we're somewhere else and we're like, there we go. So yeah, Dear County Badger. What were you gonna say, Blazer? Or did I miss you? Cool, guys. Well, thank you, Missing Time. Thank you. Heidi, I learned a lot of homeschooling in mid-Missouri. Learned a lot of homeschooling in mid-Missouri around these small towns, even after growing up in St. Louis, right? We're always learning along the way, aren't we? What I love here too in Wisconsin, like what I foresee with my little guy, because it's an award-winning middle school too. Now, I'm not saying award-winning because their testing's off the charts, which is testing. We don't give a shit about testing. That means they make more money. But their testing is really great. They do have really cool programs though, and clubs and activities. And I just met some parents who have multiple kids in the 6th, 7th, 8th grade. And they go, to be honest, that 6th grade is one of the nicest, coolest groups of kids. There's not a lot of, letters home of there's a bully going on and there's these cliques. It's pretty my brother-in-law was even saying that too, like just these generations a lot these days call shit out. They're like, hey, you can't talk to them that way, so again, I'm just, if he's ready and strong enough to navigate, great. I'll say, do you want to do a shadow day? Otherwise, Wisconsin has the law where he could take 2 classes for a semester and then still be considered, homeschool, still join the clubs and activities. So again, choices that we were not given on the West Coast. So everything is connected. Yes, Blazer. How do you confirm my feelings by the name that won't be spoken? Hit me up anytime, girlfriend. I'm going on 4 years. Well, they're my past. But seen a lot, heard a lot. It's hysterical to see some of those people and how they interact because I've heard the shit they've talked about those people. And it happened for a reason. But I was broken for a little while because I couldn't believe at my age I got duped again. Like that happened. I could not believe I got used like that. And then when I lined it all up and I just took my own accountability of allowing it to happen, I had to let it go. And then that entire community, J2T, poof. And I was there for years supporting. I didn't hear a peep during evacuations, during my 50th, during the nothing. So whatever she said must have been so powerful that all the followers followed suit. And I realized, thank you. I must have been getting bamboozled down a ray because look at my beautiful world that has opened up. So thanks. Thank you. And no thank you. Lakeside, we could talk some more. The system isn't broken. It was designed that way. Yes. We are all sovereign. Yes, Lakeside. There are all kinds of groups and activities. Yes, yes, yes. So much yes. So many yeses. Yeah. And yes to you all. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Okay, well, that's not that bad, Blazer. I went 9 minutes over. I've been missing Lawrence. If anybody has not seen, we still have 45 episodes. Lawrence and I, the Kids Health Series. Lawrence is doing big Lawrence things. I do reach out to him here and there. Now he is somebody I would lock down something with our time change. Now I just wonder if we can lock it down, but I miss him like crazy. And I hope we can talk live and connect with you guys again, and Talca Detector and all those others that are awaiting interviews. I will get my interviews going again soon, but it's kind of all about me right now and my family. And so when I lock things down, I will share. So I'm not going to make any empty promises. I'm just going to say, Thank you. Thank you for supporting this little crazy journey. I love sharing my human experience. I love sharing all the shit that happens too. So maybe a big old snarky bit will happen next. For now, I'll probably break this up into clips, especially the one about being shafted by frauds. I digress. But I'm going to go talk to another homeschool mom who loves the multidimensional world. And then I'm going to go work with a chef who loves talking about ETs and Bigfoots. And then I'm going to commune with community who bring their passion in directly from source and they share it selflessly with community. It's the most beautiful environment to be around, and I highly recommend it to everyone. How about I live stream from there sometime? I should do that because I'd love for y'all just to feel the feels. My sister, shout out to my sister, my brother-in-law for creating a really beautiful space for people to just shine and be their authentic self. I know she's going absolutely batshit crazy with how much work it takes and all that's involved with it, but she's just like at this precipice of success that's just going to start carrying itself. It's been a lot of labor and a lot of hard work. So send some good juju our way. But more than anything, let's send all the good juju we can to our dear friend Polly and all our support because I just love her to pieces. And I just think she could use a couple extra global pals and hugs right now. So cheers to you, Polly, and cheers to all you peeps. Lakeside Laura, yes, I am Central Time now. Officially. Oh, it's so weird. Yeah, weird to say. I am Central. I am Central. No longer Pacific. We are separating the wheat from the shaft. Absolutely, Blazer. But I missed your wheat and your shaft. Bring them together on all your socials. I know you won't, but text me. Text me some memes. I need some sharts and giggles. Speaking of, doing a parasite cleanse with my daughter. Speaking of sharts, that's for next time. Thanks, Sandy Songjoy. We'll try you on an email. Much love to you guys. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Let me take it out with some music. Yeah, let's do this. Let's go back to some dance. Okay. Have a good one. We'll talk to you soon. I'm going to go eat some cheese. Smell you later. Bye.